at the house, a few hours later, she texted him and told him that the baby was gone to heaven. That she had killed the baby.
The medical examiner says the child was stabbed in the chest and left on a bedroom floor.
We're not going to call it a mental health issue because that she didn't have. You don't make the same mistake time and time again and then you finally carry out the threat that you've been making for years.
Hi, this is Eric J coming at you with street news. No, we ain't professional, and neither is 34-year-old Laquita Lewis, who was charged with murder after she stabbed her 4-year-old daughter to death after getting into an argument with the child's father. Family members said Laquita does not have a history of mental health issues, and she knew exactly what she was doing.
Relative Steve?
Melanie, tonight CPS tells me that they are reviewing every case involving this mother, making sure everything was done right. Right now, she is in the Harris County Jail, but this is not her first time being accused of threatening to harm her own flesh and blood.
Right now, I'm just existing. I haven't wrapped my head around how you could do something like this.
No one can make sense of why 4-year-old Frederica Allen is no longer with us. Harris County Sheriff deputies charged her 34-year-old mother, Laquita Lewis, with capital murder. They say she stabbed the young girl to death inside their apartment off Timber Creek Place on Sunday. Court records reveal Lewis was already on probation for allegedly threatening violence against her children. In November, Lewis was charged with making a terroristic threat after prosecutors say she pulled out a knife and threatened her 16-year-old son. With no criminal record, she was sentenced to 15 months of deferred adjudication in February. Frederica's paternal family tells only ABC 13 they never would have thought she'd harm her own baby girl.
We're not going to call it a mental health issue because that she didn't have. You don't make the same mistake time and time again and then you finally carry out the threat that you've been making for years.
There was no reason, no earthly reason to take an innocent child's life. And in the fashion that you did it in.
Listen, the father of the child said Laquita texted him and said, "Your daughter is now gone to heaven." What does that mean? Is that the same as you telling me you killed my daughter? Is that the same as you telling me you stabbed my daughter to death? Because me, neither you have ever been to heaven or even met anybody who been to heaven. So for you to be sticking a knife through my daughter's chest, talking about that's where she going, that ain't even making sense to me. And why you didn't go to heaven with her? Why you didn't stab yourself too? I mean, you texting me as if you did me a favor. Why you didn't go? Listen, the killing of these kids is at an all-time high, and it's just being swept underneath the rug. These kids are not the topic of nobody conversation. And some might say, well, Eric, it just makes me uncomfortable to talk about this. Well, guess what? Being stabbed to death is uncomfortable. Laying on the floor with a knife sticking out of your chest, knowing you about to die, that's uncomfortable too. Sometimes it's bigger than you. These stories are bigger than me. Listen, I know some people don't care about things until it hit close to home. I get it. But does that change the fact that it's still happening? Look, you might feel like, I don't know these kids. My kid's good. I'm a great parent. Well, guess what? Every kid don't have a great parent like you.